Good day, all, and welcome to episode 4 of my Doctor Who 50th Anniversary Complete DVD Series overview. That title's a mouthful. So now we are going into some of the later William Hartnell stories. So to start off, we have The Web Planet. A lot of people hate this story. For the time, they were trying to sort of recreate the magic or the hype around the Daleks, using kind of a different foe, although really it was more ambitious than what they could afford at the time. So, yeah, instead you end up with guys in kind of butterfly costumes. And the thing that's always funny about this title, Hartnell looks pissed off. So I've always just kind of found that funny. I don't know. I'm kind of in this story. I don't mind watching it. It's kind of in the in some ways so bad it's funny, but I can kind of get at what they were trying to do with this story, and I don't I've watched this several times, and it's not something that myself I'd say is completely awful. I know I've in previous videos I've probably eviscerated this one, but I actually watched this one again recently, and I don't know, maybe for a nostalgia trip, it's not that bad. You can kind of see the comedy there in the costumes. Unfortunately, it wasn't intended as comedy, but whatever. And this DVD here, it's got a rather in-depth sort of retelling of this, and kind of in one good thing about Doctor Who is, unlike a lot of movies where if there's a movie that's complete shit and you watch the review or the DVD special features in the background, they talk about how great it is. With Doctor Who, if something's crap, they will admit that it's crap, or aspects of it are crap, and why it's crap. So yeah, it's not completely self-glorifying in its special features. So that's something that I've always appreciated. And then after the Web Planet, we have the Crusade, half of which is missing. You'll see this DVD pop up fairly often. There's 3 stories on this one. But it will pop up in later reviews as well. Lost in Time, for those of you who don't know, in 2004. And this is actually my favorite individual Doctor Who release, mainly because it gives you an idea of what it is. It's, if you don't know, a large portion of Doctor Who's early catalog of the Hartnell and Troughton years was scrapped. And over the years, they found bits and pieces of the story. So what the Lost in Time set is, it was a double disc, or sort of a double DVD release. You can buy them separately or buy them together. And it gives you, or it includes the remnants of incomplete stories. But on this one, it has The Crusade, which was the story immediately following the Web Planet. And The Crusade, 2 episodes were lost. Episodes 2 and 4 are lost. Episodes 1 and 3, they still had the original releases. So in this one, you get the audio of the Crusade for the missing episodes, and you get the reconstruction, and you get the audio for the missing ones, and then obviously the 2 complete episodes. And I'd say this is, pretty much guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but very likely, this will get a re-release, as they've started animating episodes where at least 50% of it is present. This is one release that I'm really looking forward to, if it does come out, the Crusade, the full 4 episodes with the missing episodes reconstructed with animation. Okay. And then we go on to the Space Museum and the Chase. Space Museum is one of those where I see a lot of people tend to bitch about it. I've actually always enjoyed the Space Museum. And with this one, so Space Museum, it goes into a futuristic museum. Some people claim it moves a little slowly, but I don't know. This is with Doctor Who, it tends to be, certain people like certain episodes and people don't. For example, I happen to like loving monsters from the new series, whereas everyone else seems to hate it. But that's just kind of the way it goes. And then The Chase, the Dalek story with the comedy relief Dalek. That one's up there as one of the more popular Hartnell stories. Also typical of many stories in the Hartnell era, where each episode is completely different and goes somewhere else. So it's, if you're looking for a way to get into the Hartnell area, The Chase is one of the stories that I'd suggest. Just sort of getting your feet wet, and it actually kind of moves a little bit faster than a lot of the Hartnell stories. So that, and the comedy relief Dalek is just, well, it's odd, but it's amusing to watch. So yeah, and there we go. So we got the Daleks right there, and then actually I'll just move this one over here. We have the Time Meddler. This was a story that I hadn't actually seen before it came out on DVD. And this one came out originally 5 years ago. It was August 2008. It came out in Region 1. It was the first time I'd actually been able to watch this one. There were a few Hartnells. At one point I actually had everything on tape, or taped off air, but eventually I ended up erasing a lot of them and never having watched the episode. So I did have it on tape, I just never watched it. But this is the first story where we see another member of the Doctor's race. Obviously, this is before they came up with the idea of Gallifrey and the whole Time Lord mythology and whatnot. So it's just sort of an early interpretation. But it's sort of nice to see how they were kind of beginning to sort of show clues of the Doctor's background, and this is sort of I guess you could say this is the beginning of the mythology of the Doctor's background, going, well, really right up until, well, I've got on my desktop the name of the Doctor. So yeah, for that it's it's watchable. But anyway, so yeah, it's the meddling monk. So long story. The monk, another Time Lord who goes back in time and messes things up just for fun, mainly because he's bored, and this pisses off the Doctor, who actually, one thing that you notice about these, well, not so much here he's smiling, but angry, his Doctor was, Hartnell's Doctor was kind of tetchy, so I guess that kind of fits in. I don't know, it's just kind of funny when you look at them together like that, and the odd happy one there. Yeah, that's one thing that you notice if you haven't seen Hartnell's Doctor. The way it was originally portrayed was in many ways just this kind of cranky old scientist. It's amusing in the long run, although other Doctors have been dark. Tom Baker, if you ever watched him when he lost his temper, both, well, offset, but that's another story, or onset, that's another story altogether. But as in the episodes, he was probably one of the most horrific, not someone you'd want to piss off. Doctor number 4. Doctor number 6 could be grumpy. Doctor number 7 kind of changed his persona halfway through and kind of reinvented the way he was portraying the character, and he became darker. Doctor number 9, Christopher Eccleston, yeah, I wouldn't want to piss him off. David Tennant, his Doctor had a dark side to him. And even Matt Smith, who is, probably one of the sort of more upbeat characterizations, or perhaps not as intense as David Tennant would have been, but, he still has his moments as well. So anyway, so yeah, that's, I got way off track there, but yeah, that's my conception of the grumpy Doctor. But anyways, so as always, everyone, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.